This video is the first part of a series of videos on how to solve the 3-layer Rubik's Cube. The way I always start solving any of these cubes is I start with the white side. Now on the odd layer cubes like 3, 5, and 7 and so forth, they all have a center piece on each face which determines the color of that face. So we can always tell that this is the white face, this is the red and green and so forth of this cube. The other parts of the cube are the corner pieces, here and here, and the edge pieces. That are these pieces that occur between the corners of each side. To get started solving this cube, we first want to solve these edge pieces here adjacent to the center white piece. And this is called the white cross. Now the way we do this, or the way I do it, perhaps might seem a little backwards, but I actually turn the cube over so that the white face is down, and then I begin looking around the cube for these white edge pieces. Okay, we have one here, and so when I find one, I rotate it around until it's on the yellow face, which is opposite the white face on this cube. And what I want to do is I want to place all 4 of these pieces around the center yellow piece. So here we have another white piece, and so I just rotate that up to the top. I continue looking around. Oh, and there's one right here. It's actually already in place, but I'm just, for the instructional purposes, I'm going to go ahead and, whoops, I moved one out of place somewhere here. Oh, okay. I wasn't watching what I was doing. If you have one here like this, you should rotate this. See, if you rotate this up, then you're going to displace this other one. So you have to rotate those out of the way and then rotate that one up so that it's up on this side. And you may have pieces that look like this, in which case you would need to first rotate the white piece up like this and put it in a position so that when you rotate it on this side, on this layer, it will rotate up in the top. Sometimes you'll have them positioned wrong like this. So you might start out like this, and you need to rotate it either this way or this way, but now you have a white piece in the way. So you want to rotate the top so that there are no white pieces up here. So when you rotate this, it won't displace those. So you rotate it here. Now you can't rotate it here directly without moving this white piece out of the way. So you move that out of the way, move it up to the top. Okay, once you get these pieces on the yellow side, then you just need to match them up with their corresponding centerpiece. So this white has blue on it, so you want to rotate the one that has red, which is over here, over to the red center. Once you match it up, then it's just a simple matter of rotating it around so that it's on the white face where it needs to go. See? And the reason we put it on this yellow face is simply because it's easier to rotate these around without messing anything else up. And then you just rotate them around and down, and see, that solves the blue side. Okay, let's look for green. That was right there, so I'll rotate that around. Okay, orange is the only one left, and it's already in place, so I'll rotate it around. So now we have the white cross and the corresponding edges associated with the white cross solved. Okay, next we need to solve these corner pieces of the white layer. And what I do is I look around the cube and I find a corner piece with a white tile on it. Okay, here we have orange, blue, and white. And then what you can do, this white piece is facing towards you, or it's facing outwards. It's not on top. It's on one of the sides here. And so if it's on the side like this, then you can just look at the color adjacent to it here around the corner. In this case, it's blue. Rotate that blue tile around until it matches the blue center that goes with it. So when you do that, then we know that this corner goes here. And you can confirm that by simply looking at the colors. You have blue, orange, and white. You have blue, orange, and white. So we know that this goes there, and we did this simply by matching this color. It's kind of it's a little shortcut. It's an indicator. Once you get it into this position, then you simply rotate it up, kicking it into the back. Rotate it towards you, matching the white with this white, the already solved edge piece, and then rotate it down to its final position. And so now we've solved this corner piece of the white layer. Okay, now let's look for another white piece. Well, the next one I see is here, but now this piece, instead of being on the side, the white is on the top layer. So in order to solve that piece, you need to rotate it around so that it is above a corner piece that is not already solved. Well, this corner piece, although it has white on it, it needs to be moved somewhere else. So we can leave this here because it's going to kick this out when we move it. So in order to get this in a position to where we can put it in its proper place, we rotate it back, and we rotate it towards this position, but we rotate it one more time to get it over here completely out of the way, so that when we rotate this edge piece back down so that it goes back into its solved state, it leaves this over here in the top layer, plus the white is now on the side where we want it. Okay, so let's follow our previous procedure. We'll just look at the color next to the white facing out. It's blue, so we rotate it around to the blue side, matching blue with its corresponding center. And we do the same thing again with this piece. We rotate it away from us. Then we rotate it back towards us, matching the white with the white. Then we rotate it down, putting it in its final position. And so now we have this corner and this corner solved with their corresponding edge pieces. Okay, well, the next piece I see is this white, orange, and green corner piece. Well, we don't want it placed above this piece because it's already solved. So let's rotate it around here to this corner piece so that it's above this corner piece. And now we'll do the same thing as we did previously in order to fix this, rotate these colors around. We rotate it away from us, rotate it twice to move it out of the way. And don't worry about this piece, even though it has white, don't worry about it for now. Rotate this down. Okay, now we have this piece in a position where it can be rotated around to its corresponding color. Since it's green, we rotate it to green. And then we go through the same process as previously. We rotate it away from us, rotate it back towards us to match these colors, and rotate it down, which then solves this corner piece. And coincidentally, we solved the one piece that was out of place earlier. So now we have the first layer completely solved. And I mean not only the white face, but also the edges, the colors around the white. Now since we solved the first layer, this concludes the first part of the how to solve the three-layer cube. This is the second part of the series of videos on how to solve the three-layer cubic puzzle. In the first part, we solved this first layer, the white face, and the edge pieces around the white face, the complete white layer. Now to continue on, the next step of solving this cube is to solve these edge pieces in the middle layer. Now in order to do that, what I do is I look at this cube, and specifically I look at the top layer to see if there are any edge pieces that do not have yellow on them. Now if they have yellow on them, we know they belong in this layer and they do not belong in the middle layer. So we see a piece right here, this green and red edge piece. We know that it goes here in this spot between green and red, the green and red center pieces. So the procedure to put that piece in the right position is to rotate the top around until this edge piece matches its corresponding center piece. And then, then we look and see, well, this green needs to go here, so it needs to go down to the right here into this position. So we line it up here, and the procedure is like this. With this face facing you, you rotate the top so that the edge piece is rotated away from the side it needs to go in. So you rotate it away, then you rotate this layer up, then you rotate it away again to move this corner piece out of the way. Then you rotate this layer down into its original position. And now, as we went over in part 1, in order to put this corner piece back, this is a way to remember the rest of this, but in order to put this corner piece back, all you have to do is rotate it around until this color matches this color. In this case, it's green. So we rotate it around until the green color matches there. Then all we have to do in order to put this corner piece down is to rotate it up. And notice that since we've already placed this edge piece in this location, when we rotate the corner piece up to meet it, it's solved. It's in the proper place. But we rotate it up like this. We rotate the top around so that these white layer pieces match, and then we rotate this left layer back down, placing both the corner piece and the edge piece into their final location. Okay, that's the first edge piece. Now we look at the top layer again, and we find that the orange and green piece does not have yellow in it, so we know it goes into this middle layer. So now I rotate the green around until it's matched with its corresponding center piece. And looking at orange, we see that orange is over here on the right side. And so we go through the procedure again. We rotate the edge piece away from where it needs to go, rotate it away. Then we rotate this layer up, bringing this corner piece up. Then we rotate it away from this orange side, this orange face. Then we rotate this layer back down, replacing these in their original position. Then we just look at this orange piece, and we know that we need to rotate it over here, match it with its corresponding center piece, so that we can then kick it up like this, matching it with this edge piece which we've positioned there. Rotate the top back around, matching the white like this. Then we rotate the left face down, putting both the corner piece and the edge piece into their final positions. Okay, we'll look for the next piece. So we look at the top layer again, and we find that the blue and orange needs to be brought down into the middle layer. Now in this case, the adjacent color is orange, which is on the left side of the cube instead of the right side. We've done all right side up until now. But that's all right. All we need to do is do the procedure exactly the same way. We know that this needs to go here, so we rotate the top in the opposite direction, but all we need to remember is we're rotating this edge piece away from where it needs to go. So since it needs to go here, we rotate it away from that location. And again, we rotate in the same layer. We rotate the corner piece up, rotate the top so that it's moving away from the orange face. We rotate this layer back down, replacing these into their proper location. Look at orange. We know we need to place it here next to the center orange, so we rotate it back around this way, and then we just simply solve the corner piece. We push it up, matching our pre-positioned blue and orange, rotate the top around, matching the white color, and then we rotate that layer down, putting the edge piece and the corner piece back into their final location. And that solves the first two layers of the Rubik's Cube. This concludes the second part of this series on how to solve the 3-layer cubic puzzle. Please come back and check for part 3. This is the third part in a series of videos on how to solve the 3-layer cubic puzzle. Now, in parts 1 and 2, we solved the first 2 layers of this cube. And now we need to concern ourselves with just the yellow face, without regard to any of these edge pieces in the top layer, or in the yellow layer. So we need to talk about some cases. First of all, in the top layer, there's 4 different cases you will see. You will see a single dot, perhaps, or you may see a straight line, or you may see a backwards L like this. And the last case is the yellow cross. Now, this is the case that we want to get to in the first stage of solving the yellow face. So, as is implied by this series of drawings here, if you get the single dot, you apply this algorithm and you will get this. You apply the algorithm again and you will get this, and so forth until you get the yellow cross. Now let's talk about algorithms. Up until this point, everything we've done has been more or less intuitive on solving this cube. But now we need to talk about algorithms. Now, the notation for algorithms are written as letters which represent the faces of the cube. The face of the cube that's facing you is denoted the front face, and it's denoted by the letter F. The faces relative to the front face are the right face denoted by the letter R, the left face denoted by the letter L, the up face by the letter U, the down face by the letter D, and the back face by the letter B. And that's how when you're reading an algorithm, that's how you know which face to turn. Now, this algorithm will do this progression of patterns on the yellow face. The algorithm itself is as follows. It's F, which means to rotate the front face 90 degrees clockwise. So we rotate the front face 90 degrees clockwise. Then U, that means rotate the up face 90 degrees clockwise. R, which means rotate the right face 90 degrees clockwise. Then U prime or U minus, it's a U with a little tick mark next to it, which means rotate the up face 90 degrees counterclockwise. That's what the little tick mark means. R prime or R minus, rotate the right face 90 degrees counterclockwise. And F prime or F minus, rotate the front face 90 degrees counterclockwise. And as you can see, we've obtained the straight line from the dot that was initially there. Now, on the case of the dot, it doesn't matter, of course, which way the cube is turned. In the case of the straight line, you want the straight line to be horizontal. Now, there may be other pieces, yellow pieces in the corners, but you can ignore them for this first stage. Only the ones in the cross are the ones we're interested in. So we rotate the cube so the straight line is horizontal and apply the same algorithm again. That algorithm is F, U, R, U minus, R minus, and F minus. And as you can see, we have now obtained the backwards L in the cross area without regard to the corner pieces. So now we turn the top cube so that the letter L is in the upper left-hand quadrant of the top face, and we apply the algorithm again. F, U, R, U minus, R minus, and F minus. Now we've done the final step of the algorithm and we have obtained our yellow cross. So this concludes this part of the video of the series, part 3. So please come back for part 4. This is part 4 of the series of videos on how to solve the 3-layer cubic puzzle. In parts 1 through 3, we solved the first 2 layers of the cube and we obtained the yellow cross in the yellow face of the cube. Now in the next step for solving this cube is to actually finish solving the yellow face. Now that we have obtained the cross, there are more than one case that you may come across. This is one case, no corner pieces. In this case, you would look at the yellow pieces on the sides. Now if there are no corner pieces, then you need to turn the cube so that there is a yellow piece on the side facing out to the left. So you should turn the top so that this is to the left and then apply the algorithm. You may see one, besides the yellow cross, you may see one corner piece on the top face, or you may see 2 corner pieces on the top face. Now if you see one corner piece, which kind of makes kind of a fish shape, if you look at it this way, this would be the head of the fish and the tail, then in this case you would rotate the top of the cube so that the fish head is in the lower left hand corner like this and the tail is over here. Now we see a case where there are 2 corner pieces along with the cross on the yellow face. Now if there are 2 pieces, you may find them diagonal from each other like this, or you may find them adjacent to each other like this, one here and one here, one here, one here, so forth. In this case, you want to look at the yellow pieces that are on the sides, and you want to find the one that's in the front, on the left hand side in the front. This one is on the front, but it's on the right hand side, upper right corner of the front face, but you want the one that's on the upper left hand corner of the front face. So you rotate the cube like this and apply the algorithm. And the next algorithm is R, right face 90 degrees clockwise, U, up face 90 degrees clockwise, R minus, the right face 90 degrees counterclockwise, U, the up face 90 degrees clockwise, R, the right face 90 degrees clockwise, U2, and U2 just means rotate the upper face 2 90-degree turns or 180 degrees, which will match these white pieces. Then R minus, the right face 90 degrees counterclockwise. Now we form the fish again, and but this time the cube's over here, so we need to rotate the top so that this cube is in the lower left-hand corner like this, and then reapply the algorithm once again. And a memory cue for this is that every time you go R, there's an R minus, but every time you go the up face, it's always in the same direction. U, and then U2, R, R minus, R, R minus. So once again, the algorithm is like this: R, U, R minus, U, R, U2, and then R minus. Okay, now we've completed the yellow face of this cube without regard to these edge pieces. Now the next step is to solve these corner pieces of the yellow layer. Again, we need to look for cases. Now, the first case is the scenario where, as you're looking at the corner of these adjacent corner pieces, this doesn't match that, this doesn't match that. None of these match adjacent to one another. The other case is you will find one face that does match. So for instance, orange and orange would be the same on one side of just the corner pieces. We don't care about the edge pieces yet, just the corner pieces. Okay. If you find an edge that does match, then you would want to turn it so that it's facing away from you on the back face. However, if you find the case as has occurred on this cube where none of the faces match, then it doesn't matter how the cube is turned. Simply apply the algorithm from wherever you're at. And this algorithm is as follows. R minus F, R minus the right face 90 degrees counterclockwise, B2 the back face 180 degrees, R the right face 90 degrees clockwise, F minus the front face 90 degrees counterclockwise, R minus the right face 90 degrees counterclockwise, B2 the back face 180 degrees, and then R2 the right face 180 degrees. Okay, now as you can see, we have not messed up the lower two layers of this cube, but we have solved these two corner pieces. Now the edge piece doesn't matter. It's just coincidental that it happens to be the same color. So what I like to do is when we solve it, I like to put it on the face which these two pieces match. In this case, it's the blue face. That is not a requirement. The only requirement is that it be facing away from you. So I could just as easily do the next algorithm, or the same algorithm again. I could do it again without matching this up, but I just like to do it. So with it facing away from you, the two matched pieces, let's apply the algorithm again. That's R minus F, R minus B2 R, F minus R minus B2, and then R2. Okay, now we have solved the other three corner pieces, and all we need to do is rotate it one time to the right, and as you can see, we've solved all the corner pieces all the way around this cube. Now the next step is to solve the edge pieces. The last step in solving this cube again is to solve the edge pieces. Now again, we need to talk about cases. You may find that one edge piece is already solved, so that you have red corner pieces and a red edge piece that matches them. The other case is none of the edge pieces are solved, as in the cube we have here. Now if none of the edge pieces are solved, then it doesn't matter which face is facing you. Just apply the algorithm from that point, and the algorithm the last algorithm that we want to apply, and it is as follows. L2 U minus F minus B L2 B minus F U minus, and then L2. And as you can see, we've now rotated these edge pieces so that we have solved one side of the cube, the red side. Now, once you have a side that's solved like this, you want to apply the algorithm again. However, you need to rotate the solved side so that it's on the right face, so that these other three the three unsolved edges are facing front and back and to the left. Have the right face facing this way, the one that's solved, and then apply the algorithm again. And that's, once again, L2, L 180 degrees, U minus, the up face, 90 degrees counterclockwise, F minus, the front face, 90 degrees counterclockwise, B, the back face, 90 degrees clockwise, L2, the left face, 180 degrees, B minus, the back face, 90 degrees counterclockwise, F, the front face, 90 degrees clockwise, U minus, the up face, 90 degrees counterclockwise, and then L2, the left face, 180 degrees. And as you can see, this has solved this cube. Now, if we had gone through that algorithm and there was still unsolved edges, then you would just need to repeat it one more time. You might have to repeat it as many as 3 times to get this solved. So this concludes a series of videos on how to solve the 3-layer cubic puzzle.